Hello there, this is just a short video to give you a sense of what we feel God is saying, and then there's going to be lots of time for discussion. Our purpose as a church is to be disciples who make disciples. And over the past year or two, we've really focused on the first part of that, being disciples. When we returned to being one church after lockdown, we needed time to heal, time to be a church family, and time to figure out what it means to be a disciple. And it's why we stayed in the book of Matthew for so long. It's why we put our Bible teaching into our small groups so that we could go deeper with one another while studying one of Jesus's actual disciples. It's why there's also a practical element to our Sundays, whether it's a response or whether we do Zone Sunday or Besom Sunday, so we can all equip each other to live for Jesus every day. It's why we did our first ever weekend away, to connect with each other more widely, which is vital for being disciples. So we've been building the foundations for church over the past year or two, but now it's time to step into the fullness of our purpose, to be disciples who make disciples. This is where we really start laying the bricks and the doors and the windows, and we really want there to be lots of windows and doors, lots of access points. As we've been praying about what God has in store for G2, we have sensed a posture change coming, to look more outwards, to reach out and to invite in. Now, this is not just a matter of making people's lives a little bit better or inviting people because we should invite them, but this is a matter of salvation, of eternal salvation. The hope that we have in Jesus is life-changing and is eternity-changing. And I just want us to share that with as many people as possible. So, our small groups, our little hubs of community, are a great place to do this, to pray for each other, to step out in faith and to invite people in. And so my hope is that every week our small groups would be accessible to someone coming in and exploring faith. That's partly why we're looking at topics like failure and friendship, and we're doing some toolboxes. They're good topics for all of us, but they offer something a bit different for someone that might be asking questions. However, we are also going to have weeks where in our small groups we're really focusing on outreach, and these are called Discover and Connect weeks. It's an opportunity to build connections with people who don't know Jesus and create space where people can discover more. So in a few weeks' time, we will have our first Discover and Connect week. The way we've planned the term is there's 3 weeks, and 2 of those weeks will be toolbox weeks, where there's going to be lots of toolboxes on YouTube, and you can select which one to watch, and it's like a kind of a skill to enhance your skills. So it's like a little exercise thing that you can do in your groups. And then the other week is a Connect and Discover week. And basically as a small group, you can kind of pick which of those 3 weeks you want to do which on, depending on your schedules. So the first part of your discussion will be to look at the 3 available weeks and like decide what you're doing and make sure everyone's got it in their diary. Then we're going to be thinking about who are the people you are already connected with, the people that you are already spending time with. This is called your frontline. Your frontline is the place where you spend much of your time, where you meet people who don't know Jesus. It's the place that God has called you and placed you, a place of possibility and potential, a place God has put us. It could be work, university, it could be on the school run, it could be your tennis club, your chess club, your gaming night, whatever that is. And maybe you've never thought about it like that, but just imagine what the impact might be on our neighbourhoods, our workplaces, our schools, on the whole nation, if we could help each other make a difference for Christ in these places. Imagine how God could work through you right where you are already. And then secondly, how can you build a deeper connection and create space for discovery? So this is where, as a small group, you can begin to make a plan. Is there something you can all do and invite friends along to? Maybe bowling, maybe a dinner party, going hiking, going wild swimming in a lake. What would your friends come to? Is there something you can find? Because there's no point planning a social if your mates won't come. Or maybe you need to plan a couple of different things. Maybe some of you can go wild swimming and some of you can do a cocktails night or something. Maybe right now the reality is the people on your front line wouldn't come to a social night with people that they don't know. But maybe instead each of you in your group hosts your own dinner party or fun evening. You're still doing it together as a group, but as a small group, you're kind of each doing it in your own way, praying and supporting one another. There might be a mixture of those things happening. Or perhaps you feel called to get out and meet new people. On our first Sunday together in September, we had 2 students visiting who were doing just that. They were walking around York, they were praying and then talking to people and asked if they knew Jesus. And they had led 4 people to Jesus in that time. Maybe you want to take this step of faith. Maybe you want to do some social action. Maybe you want to go to a supermarket and pay for someone's shopping and chat to them, for example. The opportunities here are endless. We're talking about God's children, and our hearts should be breaking for people that don't know him. So, over to you. What is your front line? How would you like to create space to connect and discover? And where are you feeling called to step out your comfort zone and share Jesus?